What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the all-new 2021 BMW M5 Competition. Huge shout out and thank you to Hendrick BMW of Northlake for providing this M5 for today's video. Check out the link to their website down in the description below. They have a huge selection of all the brand new 2021 BMWs and they get in a ton of the M cars. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in Alpine White and has an MSRP at $116,000. Underneath the hood, this utilizes a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged 8-cylinder engine. This cranks out over 600 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to all four wheels through the xDrive all-wheel drive system with two-wheel drive capability. And with this configuration, you're looking at 0 to 60 time at 3 seconds flat, with 0 to 100 in 6.8 seconds, a limited top speed at 155 miles an hour, and with the M Drivers package, it goes up to 190 miles an hour. And then with a curb weight around 4,300 pounds and a fuel capacity at 20.1 gallons, you're looking at 15 miles per gallon in the city and 21 out on the highway. The overall length is 196.4 inches with a wheelbase at 117.4. The width is 74.9 with a height of 58 inches. The M5 Competition also features a set of ventilated and drilled rotors in all four corners, measuring 15.8 inches up front and 15 inches in the rear. You get 6 piston calipers up front with floating calipers in the back, and this can stop from 70 to 0 in just 152 feet. The 2021 BMW M5 Competition has a very classy look all around with clean lines and an aggressive design. You get gloss black trim around the traditional kidney-shaped grills, all finished off in more gloss black, with your M5 logo on the right side and a forward-facing camera right in the center. There's 6 parking sensors in the front bumper as well as large openings for the grille. You can see the aggressive design for the mesh down low and then massive openings on the farthest sides of the bumper to allow maximum cooling. There's sharp lines in the bumper to give this that aggressive design, and then we have LED headlights with LED daytime running lights. They feature blacked out housings and flow right to the grille and the farthest side to the bumper to give this a wide appearance, and the whole front end flows to the hood really nicely with the BMW logo right in the center, and then 4 sharp body lines along the hood and contours in it to give it a modern appearance. And then moving to the side profile, this features a set of 20-inch M Performance wheels finished off in gloss black. They have a great contrast against the white paintwork, and you can see the red calipers through them. You can see an M5 Competition badge on the front fender with a trim piece around that, and then there's a sharp body line going all the way through the side profile of the car through the door handles, gives it a really prominent design. There's another body line in the lower portion of the door to make it very clean looking, and then we have gloss black mirror caps with your integrated LED turn signal and a camera located in that. There's also gloss black trim all around the windows. And this M5 Competition features the carbon fiber roof, which has an awesome look to it, extremely performance oriented, and it does lower the center of gravity just a little bit. And then as we make our way to the rear end, you can see these LED taillights finished off with black housings and have a lot of contours in them to help give the M5 a wide appearance. We have a gloss black lip spoiler on the trunk, as well as the M5 Competition logo and your BMW logo. There's the standard backup camera right in the center, and then 6 parking sensors within the rear bumper. There's also a gloss black trim piece for the rear diffuser, and then your dual quad tip exhaust finished off in black tips. So there's a good look at the 2021 BMW M5 Competition. Comment down below, what do you guys think of the looks of this vehicle? I think it looks super clean, very subtle, and yet it looks very performance oriented. So to check out the interior, we have the BMW key fob. Just tapping the BMW logo, we can lock the car, and then keeping the key fob in my pocket, all you have to do is grab the door handle and it'll automatically unlock, and we can get a great look at the interior. This interior is finished off with black leather. It also has gloss black and carbon fiber accents all throughout it. If we go ahead and start up with the door panel, it's finished off in black. We have nice stitching all along it, really soft black leather for the armrest and trim piece with more color contrast stitching. We have your grab handle above that with all of your window controls and the rear sunshade and mirror controls above that. We have the memory seating as well as the massage button and some ambient lighting. Cool looking carbon fiber design trim with your aluminum colored release handle and lock and unlock, then a trunk release button and part of the Harman Kardon audio system and a little bit of storage. Moving our way inside, we have M5 Competition along the dorsal, and then beautiful black leather seats with color contrast stitching to them, perforated leather in the centers, and then we have smooth leather along the sides. Really nice look all around. We have a cool stitching pattern up above, and then an illuminated M5 logo up in the headrest. Really nice contours and large bolsters for the seats. And then on this left side here, we have all the electronic controls for the seats. We even have a bolster control up top, lumbar support, and then this front button, if you push forward, it actually extends this leg rest, which is a really cool touch. We also have a black leather steering wheel with the M colors along the stitching, leather and more stitching along the airbag, and then your electronic controls on the left side. And then now inside the M5, if I keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. The M5 features an LCD display for the gauge cluster. You have your tach over on the right with your engine temperature, and then your speedometer and fuel level over on the left. You can also see the navigation screen right in the center with your gear. And then taking a look at the steering wheel, we have all your cruise control settings on the left with Bluetooth and audio over on the right side, and then the heated steering wheel icon right in the center. This also has customizable M logos. You can tap these buttons. If you double tap it to confirm, it goes into a customizable M mode for the vehicle, which is a really cool feature. We have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters that have a really nice look, and then tapping this BC icon on those left side, it cycles through many different things within the gauges. You can monitor a lot of the parameters within the car, see the tire pressure, more engine performance, and items like that. And then you can also see the radio as well as what driving mode you're in. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, we have all your headlight controls, one of the air vents, and some more of this carbon fiber trim. We have an ambient lighting strip, more stitching along the dash, and then we have your heads-up display system right in the center. And then taking a look at the entire dash, we have more of this carbon fiber look design to it, really nice and modern appearance. And then moving to the infotainment screen, it's roughly 12 inches in length, really nice look to it. You can see we have a configurable screen right here with 3 different items. We can scroll over and see more things within the vehicle, a lot of the engine data and things like that. We can scroll on the left side and go through all of your media, tap the home icon, go under your communications, and tapping the navigation icon for the full screen. Then we also have a car icon. You can see a lot of different things within here, changing a lot of different features. And then going under apps, you can also go into a lot of different items. You can see everything right here is laid out, and you can scroll up and down to see everything. And then if we take the car and put it into reverse, keep my foot on the brake, left and forward is for reverse. You can see the HD camera coming up as well as a top-down view over on the right side. And then you can tap these icons right here and it'll even change the view on this left side, which is a really cool feature to see. And then to go ahead and put the vehicle into park, we'll put it back into the central spot, tap the P button. And then below the screen, we have more air vents as well as the hazards. Tapping this icon right here, this comes up with a lot of the safety settings. You can see everything comes up. You can configure it for your individual mode with your forward collision, lane departure, blind spot monitoring. And then below all that, we have more of the radio controls and then all your climate controls below that with its own unique LCD screen. You can easily tap on the screen to adjust how you like everything, heated and ventilated seats. You can adjust your airflow. And then this is dual zone climate control. You can easily adjust everything and see it on the screen. More icons over on this left and right side. And then right in the center, we have more of this carbon fiber look with some of the stitching. You can push this forward and lock it into place. We have a wireless phone charging mat as well as 2 cup holders. Then you can press that and close it for a cleaner look. We have your traction control icon, a setup icon as well. It'll come up with all the parameters within the vehicle. You can easily adjust how you'd like the vehicle to run. You have your 4-wheel drive mode as well, so it's really nice how easily you can configure. And then you have a M mode button right here. Tapping this, it comes up on the screen with different icons as well as the updated screen. We also have the active exhaust. You can tap this on and off, parking sensors, and then a shortcut for the camera. Then we have your electronic park and brake and brake hold, and then some shortcuts over here for this rotary dial. You can rotate this, move it left and right, up and down, and also use it as a touchpad. This is a nice way to control everything in the screen, so I really like how everything is set up for the M5. And then taking a look at the center console now, it's finished off in black leather with more color contrast stitching. Just pressing the button up front, these open up individually. You have a pretty good amount of space in here as well as some USBs. And then since they are individual, you can have your armrest still there while your passenger has access. And then moving over to the glove box, we can open this up. You have a lot of space in here as you would expect, very usable. And then one last look at the overall interior for the new M5. I think it has a fantastic look. Really sporty all around. These seats have a nice look. I like how the seat belts have the M colors on them. Massive bolsters, nice leather everywhere. And then being the carbon fiber roof, there's no sunroof, but this does feature a full Alcantara headliner that has an extremely upscale look. And then as we move our way to the front, you can see the LED dome lights. And then to take a look at the rear seat space, we can go ahead and open up the door. The door panel is finished off very similar to the front. We even do have 2 different manual sunshades, all the same kind of features to it with a little bit of storage and an M logo back here. We have the same leather with smooth leather color contrast stitching as well as the perforated leather. And then you can see the same seat belts that have a sweet design, more of the Alcantara headliner. You do have climate controls in the back with an LCD screen and dual zone, a little bit of storage as well as a USB, and then storage cubbies on the back sides of these seats. So then hopping into the back seat now of the M5 Competition, you have quite a lot of space back here. I have a lot of headroom, maybe like 3 or 4 inches. The armrest is in a really good place. And then I love having these manual sunshades, which is a really cool feature. And then taking a look at the center now, you can actually fold down this portion of the seat and you have a good armrest. And then pressing this, we have cup holders that pop up. And then closing this back up, another nice feature, you can pull this down and now you have access to the trunk space, which is a really cool design. And then having the amenities is nice for the climate controls. And then I have about a few inches of knee room as well, and my feet are fitting nicely. I am 5'11" and I have the seat set to my height, so really roomy and practical for the M5. And then to go ahead and take a look at the trunk space, you can use the button on the key fob, the one on the interior door panel, or there is one right in the center. Just tapping this, it automatically opens up. We can get a really good view at the interior space. This is a massive trunk, as you can see, and it's very squared off, so you can fit large items in here. We have a little extra cubbies on the left and the right side, so definitely very usable. And then up top, if you pull these levers, it automatically unlocks the rear seats. And you can see just how much space we now have in the back of this M5, extremely usable for a 4-door sedan. And with the seats folded down, you can see how everything is configured. They fold down nearly flat, still giving you extra room up front. And then the opening is pretty large to the rear trunk, so you definitely have a lot of space. And then the whole back is actually finished off in more Alcantara just to finish it off. Alright guys, so we are setting off now in the 2021 M5 Competition. Now I drove a blue one a few weeks ago and I really liked what the M5 had to offer. So in this test drive I'll talk about a few different things that I didn't mention in the previous car. One thing a lot of people commented on was, how does this compare to an M3, which one would you get, and then how would this compare to the M550i? So my opinion, I think the M5 Competition is just that really good blend of what you want in a 7 Series and what you want in a 2 Series. The 7 Series has a lot of space to it and it's very fast in a straight line, especially the M760i. This car has really big back seats and a large trunk, so I think this is actually very usable for a sedan. You can fit full-grown adults in the back seats and fit a ton of items in the trunk. So I think this is extremely usable like the 7 Series. However, the 7 Series isn't exactly designed for sharp turns and things like that. The 2 Series is pretty small, so it's not exactly the best vehicle for people in the back, but it gives you that fun, nimble handling and a lot of those characteristics. And when you look at an M3, that is such a good sports car, a really good 4-door sports car, but the back seats are a little bit small, so that's kind of on the smaller end. So I think the M5, you get the handling and performance that you see in the 3 Series, and it makes this kind of like the smaller cars, has that nimble aspect, but you still retain the size. So I think this car is that good blend of the fun small stuff, but then the practical usable aspects of the bigger car. So that's what I really like about the M5. And then for the M550i, that is obviously the same car as the M5, detuned, not as many performance features, but a lot less money. You could buy that and tune it up and make it just as fast as this and maybe add some performance features to it, better handling, and have a car very similar to an M5. So I think that is a great way to go if you're wanting to modify the car and not spend as much as a stock M5. But overall, the M5 I really like. I really like all the aspects to it and the way it drives and everything. So with that said, I'll go into the M mode. We have the cool gauge cluster that comes up, active exhaust is on, and I'll bump it into manual mode as well. We're in sport mode everything. I'll hit the setup button and make sure we are in sport mode everything. We got a lot beefier tone now from the engine. Steering, we'll make sure that is in sport. So steering is much sharper now. I have a huge heads-up display with the tach. And I love the power plant. The twin-turbo 8-cylinder engine just really has so much muscle to it. The horsepower and torque numbers are insane, and you can tell when you're driving in the M5. It is so fluid in acceleration. I absolutely love that. And then like I said, how this car handles like the 2 Series and the M3 is going to handle, you find that you wouldn't expect a car with almost 7 Series sizing to have that type of abilities for the fun stuff, which is why I think the M5 to me is just the best all-around car. We got a really sharp turn coming up. downshifting sounds so good. And taking this turn, it is so flat. There's literally no body roll. And then more than enough power to get up to whatever speed you would like to do. But I think just the performance in this car is amazing. And I think you just really get so much. The way it sounds awesome. You get some pops when you downshift. Wow. It is really aggressive sounding. I love that. Wow. And that 8-speed just goes through gears just like that. And I am barely touching the gas, and yet this thing just takes off. The suspension is very stiff right now. I can feel every bump. It is just a complete sports car now, which I love to feel that. Hitting a little bit of a bump right now. You can feel it. You know that you're in an M5. You're not in just a 5 Series. That is so awesome. But then if we toggle it down and just go back into the normal modes, the car kind of tones down a little bit. Everything back to normal, automatic mode. And now it's a comfortable, luxurious BMW, and I love that feature. If I tap the massaging seat icon, we have a lot of different settings that come up. We'll do a whole body massage real quick and crank up the heated seats and the heated steering wheel just to make this as nice as possible. And then another really cool thing, all the buttons on the side of the seat, if you just touch them, they actually come up on the screen and it tells you exactly what you're doing. And I like that a lot because obviously you can't see it. You don't want to be looking down there to figure out what button you are, but you can easily tell what I'm doing to the seat by just touching the button. So I like the kind of technology they put in this car. And then these seats, while they're giving me a massage, I love how they look aggressive. They look like an M5 seat, and yet they have the features of massaging seats, the heated seat, ventilated seat, and yet we have aggressive bolsters and things like that. And then I can, of course, make them a little bit tighter. So I think, like I've said, the M5 just is that blend of everything. If you really want to not compromise, not sacrifice, this is the one you want. If you want the size and comfort of a 7 Series, but you want an M3 too, you get this car because it can do all of it really, really well. So to then wrap it up for the 2021 BMW M5, I like everything about it. I think it's a really cool car. The exterior, it's subtle. It's not crazy in your face like some crazy performance car, but it has a good design to it that looks like a performance car. The interior layout, I think, is really nice. It's just very simple. And one thing a lot of people commented on the previous M5 that I filmed, and actually all the new BMWs we've filmed, they said that they wish there was more configurations and more crazy things going on with all these screens. Honestly, I sided with BMW on this, actually. I like how simple it is because I've driven the other cars and there are so many things you can configure that you're never gonna do. I'm just simply never gonna have a million different things on here. All I want is the basics. I want my speedometer intact, and then when my navigation is on, I want the navigation up there, and that's pretty much it. And I like how BMW, they keep it simple. They are the enthusiast car. They are cars for people who want to drive them and feel out the performance, not all about the crazy gizmos. You still have all the nice features and things like that you're gonna want in a 6-figure car, of course, but I like how you can tell BMW focuses on the driving experience. If you don't want a car that's all about the driving experience, maybe go elsewhere. But for me, I like that aspect. And all the tones in here are very simple. And that's because when you have those bright LCD screens, that actually strains your eyes. So BMW, again, is thinking about the driver and wanting you to enjoy the driving experience and not have crazy bright LCDs just burning your eyes all day long. But I like how simple everything is. It's just easy to use while you're driving. When you have so many configurations, I think it gets way too confusing. And then I like how with the rotary dial, you can easily tap icons, bump things over, go into everything you would like, and it just makes it very simple. And I like simple interiors. I think it actually makes them a lot better, but it's still modern. You have everything you need, crazy cameras, navigation systems, and more things than you need anyway. But I like that simple aspect of BMWs, I really do. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. And then check out Hendrick BMW of Northlake. They have a huge selection of the 2021 BMW lineup, and they get in a lot of the sweet M cars, so check them out. But that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next video.